It's me again, Demetrius Andrade, and if you're looking to take your fight game to the next level, try this, the Fighter Stack. Everything you need.
What's the ongoing like feud with you and Billy Joe Saunders? Like what's happening there? I know you guys fought, but I keep seeing things like going back and forth between you guys. Like where's this all? Is it stemming from just what happened in the fight, or is there like more to it?
The guy is he's a joke. He's a drug cheat. He's a bad person. You know, kids growing up in boxing who are looking up to the world champions. He's not a role model. You wouldn't ever want your kid looking at him and being, oh yeah, I want my son or my daughter to be that guy. He's a joke. There are very few people that I dislike in boxing. I don't dislike anyone, even like people I've fought. Him, I don't like. He's not a good guy. He's a bad guy. Some people say I'm the bad guy, but he's a real bad guy outside of the ring. Obviously we had the fight, a fight I feel I won. He got the decision, a split decision, and since then, people have been begging for a rematch. It hasn't happened. His promoter, Frank Warren, is, he's a snake, and you can't deal with a snake unless you cut its head off. And
Here, he's not with Frank anymore as of today. He switched. He's working on a deal with Eddie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. Yeah. But if that's true, then maybe the fight can be made easier now. Maybe it can be made. I don't need him. The only reason he's known is because of me. I'm the only fight that people care about him being in. There's nobody else that people are saying, oh, I wish I'd see Saunders fight him. They want to see me. Whereas I have so many options. I've had big money fights. He hasn't fought for a lot of money. He's still looking for that big payday, which is why he's always talking about me, because he knows I'm the money guy. Without me, he's just gonna get the regular paydays like he's been getting for his entire career. He's desperate, which is why he was cheating, which is why he was using performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah, what'd you make of that whole situation? Because he said it was like the nose thing, and then he got cleared over there.
Listen, there's always an excuse, whether it's meat, whether it's nasal spray, or one of my friends who was jealous put something in my drink. It's all bullshit. You're a cheat. You got caught, and the fact that he was then able to fight for a world title after like a couple months, 6 months, is crazy to me. But politics is a big thing in boxing, and they found a way around it. He has a world title now, so that is definitely a fight that I would entertain in the future. But I don't need him. I've moved on. But if it can happen, we'll make it happen.
He pisses you off though, so that makes it like something that like you want.
It pisses me off. I'm not even gonna give him that, because
Yeah.
he's a joke to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's anytime I see him doing something, there was this thing about him, taking advantage of some vulnerable woman or something like that, and she was on drugs, and he made her punch somebody, or it's just so dumb, the stuff that he does. He could never piss me off, because I feel bad for the guy, because he's that much of a lowlife, I feel bad for him. But yeah, we have that rivalry. We have the history in terms of the fight we had. So in that sense, I have to rectify. I have to get back in the ring with him and do what I know I can do. In that first fight, it was my first 12-round fight. Before then, I think I'd only ever fought like 6-7 rounds. So I paced myself too early on in that fight, because I didn't know how I'd feel in the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th. So I paced myself too much early on. And then once I got to the 5th, 6th round, I was like, this is it. I'm going to tear this guy up. I can do this. And then I was on top of him for the rest of the fight, beating him up. But I lost the early rounds because of inactivity. Didn't get hurt, didn't get hit really that much, just not doing enough. And since then, I never made that same mistake. I've always started strong every fight since then. So, you know, if I can get a split decision with him in a fight where I only fought for half the fight, what am I going to do to him when I start from round one? He knows, which is why the fight hasn't been made yet. But eventually, he's going to have to come out hiding.